Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Nilofar, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT. So you say, hi Michael, how are you? And my name is Nilofar. I am from Iran. I'm here because I have a problem in my TOEFL score. So you came to my website to post a question. So the last time in August you got 59 and your reading was 12 out of 30. Your listening was 5 points out of 30. Your speaking was 19 points out of 30. And your writing was 12 points out of 30. You need to get 80 for the university in the next 4 weeks in October, but you say, I have a big problem, I live in Iran, we have no credit cards in Iran, so I can't register for your course. Can you help me please? I need your help. I'm looking forward to your answer. You actually got two problems here, I'll be honest with you. The first problem, of course, is the payment issue. The second problem is you do not have enough time to reach your goal. 30 days, are you kidding me? To go from 59 to 80 in 4 weeks, it's just Nilofar. You're trying to put yourself through something that's just not possible. You're probably looking at the very minimum 90 days to 6 months. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, 59 to 80, I mean, your listening right now is 5 points out of 30. What makes you think in 4 weeks you can all of a sudden bring that score up 15 points? I doubt it. It's going to take some long-term practice for you to reach your goal. Of course, that's my opinion. You can prove me wrong. So to address your first issue, the payment issue, there are some options. Now, if you know somebody who lives in Saudi Arabia, you might know someone who lives in the United States. If you have somebody else who makes a payment in your behalf, I can subscribe you to my course that way. It's possible to do that. Now, the second possibility is if you have Western Union. If you have Western Union in Iran, you can wire me the payment. Now, my basic guidelines here is if you use Western Union, you have to have a minimum subscription of 90 days, and you need even more than that anyway, to be honest with you. So if you want to use Western Union to make a payment, go to the FAQs webpage of my website, and it'll give you some additional information about how to make a Western Union payment. All right? Now let's move to the bigger issue here. The bigger issue is going from 59 to 80 in 4 weeks. I'm being honest with you, that just doesn't seem to happen very much. I've been teaching TOEFL online now since, 2008. I've been teaching TOEFL preparation at Cal State University, San Bernardino, since 1994. And I've taught about 240 TOEFL preparation courses. And I don't see many students go from 59 to 80 in 4 weeks. That's a process. It's a journey. So like I said, probably you're looking for a minimum of about 3 to 6 months for you to reach your goal. For the next 3 months, here's your plan right now. This is what I think is going to be good for you. The first thing is you got to get past the 30-day concept. I think if you can't accept the premise that you need more than 4 weeks to study to reach your goal, then you should probably stop watching this video right now. Because everything I'm going to say is not going to help you unless you do these things for a minimum of 90 days or more. All right? Now, if you're still watching the video, here's my suggestions. Number 1, you want to get in the habit of reading about 45 to 60 minutes every day. You can read newspapers, magazines, and also longer books. This is very important. Now, in the beginning, you won't be able to concentrate very well. You'll be distracted and so on, but you want to get to the point where you can read nonstop for about 45 minutes without breaking your concentration. This is important. Number 2, your listening skills are absolutely terrible, right? So you really have to work on improving those listening skills. So get in the habit right now of watching TV. You can watch news programs. You can watch history, science, and documentary programs. English TV. Now, if possible, record the programs because you're not going to understand everything right away. But maybe record a 20 or 30-minute segment of a program, and you can listen to it a few times to make sure you have good understanding. Now, Nilofar, if you don't have English TV, I know you have the internet because you sent me an email or you made a comment at my website, so I'm assuming you have the internet, right? So if you have the internet, there's 3 websites. The first one is National Public Radio. You can start practicing listening there. Number 2 is TED Talks. You can also start practice listening there. Number 3 is Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. Now, if National Public Radio and TED Talks are too difficult, you should try not to use caption too much if possible. If you do use caption not in Farsi, but use caption in English. If you go to TED Talks, you can use caption in pretty much any language of the world, but that's probably not a good idea for you right now. So if you use caption limitedly, use it in English only. Now, if you can't understand National Public Radio and you cannot understand TED Talks, then start with Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. This would be a great listening. You can start with the easy, then the medium, and then the more difficult practice exercises. So this is very important for you right now. You got to do this for a minimum of 3 months. Now, as you do the reading and the listening practice, Nilofar, get in the habit of note-taking. Focus on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. This is very important. Now, using your notes, now remember, as you start the note-taking, your notes will not be good, they're not going to be complete, they won't be accurate in the beginning, but you know what? We got to start somewhere. You see what I'm saying? But if you do this after 2 or 3, maybe 4 months, your notes become more and more complete. And guess what? Magically, you learn to develop a note-taking system that works for you, that helps you keep track of the information that you're reading and the information you're listening to. Now, using your notes, each week, I want you to write 3 academic summaries of the reading or the listening passages. Your academic summary, each one should be 250 pages. So you should write 3, Nilofar. You should write 3 academic summaries each week based on the main and the most important points of the reading or the listening passages. Now also, you can practice speaking about this information. So using your notes, you can practice giving 3 to 5 oral responses each week on reading or listening passages. Now what are you doing? You're not just practicing listening, you're not just practicing listening, you're not just practicing note-taking, but you're also practicing your integrated speaking and integrated writing proficiencies. Even you're practicing vocabulary and also grammar. You see what I'm saying? So if you can do this every day for the next 90 days, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of your journey. You will begin little by little. It doesn't happen quickly. It doesn't happen in 4 weeks. But little by little, you will begin to become more proficient in the language. The main thing is you got to believe it. You got to believe what I'm saying. Look at me here. I've been teaching TOEFL now since 1994. I've taught 240 TOEFL classes. I have an online website. I teach about 3,000 students online every year. So do you think I know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about will help you. Now, what I'm talking about, is it easy? Of course not. If you're willing to work and you have more time than a month, you will be able to reach your goal. Now, my next thing. In addition to going through the reading and the listening practice that I've just outlined, you should also be studying in my online TOEFL course. I recommend anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a day, if possible, for the next 3 months. So I'm going to recommend my 90-day TOEFL study guide. This is going to be very helpful for you. It has a very big emphasis on vocabulary. That's going to be important for you. Even in the vocabulary section of my course, I have listening practice exercises to help you master the vocabulary. So the 90-day study guide, it will give you some very good vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking practice. All right, so little by little, you will be able to reach your goal. All right, Nilofar. Anyway, thank you very much for your comments and for your questions at my website. And just remember this, you can do this. You can reach your goal. Do you see what I'm saying? No, what I'm not saying is you probably can't reach it in 4 weeks, but I'm confident if you can follow my plan for a minimum of 3 months, maybe as long as 6, you will be able to reach your goal. Now, one thing you can do, and I know students sometimes get impatient. If you get impatient around 90 days and you want to mark your progress, you can go to, write this down, you can go to the 8th section of my course and you can take a full-length IBT practice test. And at that point, you can measure your progress. You can see where you are. And this helps you before you take the TOEFL IBT exam, because once you do a full-length IBT practice test, you get all 6 speaking tasks scored, both of your writing tasks are scored, you get subtotals in all 4 sections of the exam. At that point, then you can make a decision. Am I ready to take the TOEFL IBT, you may ask yourself, right? And you can make a decision based on how you do on that practice test. All right, anyway, thank you very much for your comments, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.